Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Echoes of Ibeju-Lekki, the voice of a growing community. I am Oladele Olayemi Tosin. Did you know that Ibeju-Lekki is projected to become the commercial hub of Lagos in the next 10 years? So it simply means that in the next 10 years, Ibeju-Lekki will become the commercial capital of Lagos State, with projects like Dangote Refinery, Lekki Deep Sea, and Free Trade Zone. Ibeju-Lekki is the next big thing in Lagos State. On this channel, I'll be exploring smart investment opportunities and other opportunities one can delve into in Ibeju-Lekki. Today, I'll be talking about 10 businesses one can start with 5 million naira. For instance, if you do not want to buy stock, you want something that will yield daily income for you. You want businesses you can do on a day-to-day activity that will bring money your way. If you fall under this category, please sit down, let's explore these businesses together. Because of time, if I'm not able to do all the 10 businesses, I will try to do 5. By next week, I'll make sure I round off. The first on my list is cement business. How I love this business, because Ibeju-Lekki is a growing community and every constructions are going on a daily basis. Cement business is booming. People are building, they are constructing, they are making use of cement on a daily basis. So I assure you, is one business you will never regret going into. However, since 5 million cannot be enough to register as a distributor, and the fact is, they have so many distributors there, but with 5 million one can actually register under these distributors as a sub distributor. All you need to do is to identify a major distributor in your community, in your area, and register under him or her. Another thing you need to do before embarking or before starting this business is to know the type of cement people prefer in your locality. For instance, if in your community there are so many people that are selling blocks, molding blocks, some of them prefer maybe Lafarge to Dangote. But if you have construction works, if there are engineers, if there are buildings there, if people build on a daily basis, definitely people prefer Dangote because of its extra strength. So this is why I said that you need to make inquiries before starting. What type of cement can I start with? Dangote, Boa, Lafarge, and some other things. These are things you should ask yourselves and make your research before you start any business. Another one I'll be talking about is wholesale distributor of drinks and water business, drinks business. Oh my god, on a daily basis people consume bottles of soft drink, bottles of water. So you going into this business is not a waste. You will make your money. So another thing you need to do right here, like I said the other time, is to find a distributor and register under him or her as a sub-distributor. There are so many types of drink one can sell, from Coke to Pepsi to Smooth to Guinness to, I don't want to mention, there are so many of them. So identify the one you want to start with. Identify your community. For instance, there are even drinks for children. So in order not to muddle up everything, first of all ask yourself, what type of drinks do I want to go into? Like for instance, maybe Ribena, maybe Bobo, and some other ones like that. That's if you want to focus on children drinks. And if you want to focus on alcohol, that's another part entirely. That's why I'm saying that drinks business is booming. It depends on what you want and the type you want to go into. Another business I'll be talking about today is frozen food business. However, care must be taken if you want to go into frozen food business. You need to count your costs. But before I talk about frozen food business, I want to tell you this: any business you want to do and you will not be on ground to monitor, please, care must be taken. Either you set up your camera or you have it in mind that every day or every 2 days you'll be staking your stock. Listen to me again. Any business you want to do and you will not be there to monitor yourself, say it's gone, unless you are ready to scrutinize on a daily basis. So talking about still on frozen food business, because in Ibeju-Lekki right now, some areas experience darkness. Not everyone has every community has light at the moment. So one has to plan. You need proper planning before you start frozen food business. How do I mean? If you want to use generator, you need to count your cost. How much is fuel, how much is diesel, how much is PMS. It depends on the one you want to do, you want to use for your business. So these are things. Or inverter, the cost of installing maybe a 3 kVA or a 5 kVA inverter that will be powering your frozen food business. So don't just start any business because you have the money you want. You need to make your research. So because at the end of the day, you must have constant plans if you want to start frozen food. And you not having light in order to power these machines, what will you do, or how will you go about it? The first business I'll be talking about is cold drinks business. Cold drinks business. Why you are buying from distributors, you can also be reselling. You can also be selling to end users, because people need cold drinks on a daily basis. They need cold drinks. While you sell packs, you can also be selling. And all you need to do, you don't need to get your location is very important. For instance, if you are closer to areas where there are school children, they will need cold drinks. If you are closer to offices, so you don't need to get, maybe you have 1 million, you want to get 2 million naira shop. For what? You can always start small. You can always start, just get a small shop. And maybe you also need inverter for this anyway, so you can just get a 2.5 kVA inverter that will power your freezer, your small freezer and all that, you understand, and start your thing. I assure you that you will get your money with time. Another business I want to talk about is agriculture. Maybe animal rearing. For instance, poultry, buying from villages, maybe Ijebu, maybe Epe. There are so many people that bring cows. There are so many people that bring their produce to Epe, to Ijebu. Things that you can just negotiate with them, negotiate with the farmers, and be buying from them. There's an adage in Yoruba that says, Inu igbe lowo wa. You want real money, you need to enter bush. So these are things that people commonize. These are things that people don't really want to go into. These are things that people don't. For instance, you can just buy ram. You can rear ram for the next 1 year. Okay, the next Salah, I'm going to sell all this ram. How much is ram? One ram is being sold for 650,000, 700,000, and you have a secure place. You can just rent like 5 plots of land. Lease like look for people that want to lease their land, maybe an acre. Construct, get a security man, start rearing your animals, your poultry, your chicken and all that. You understand? That's okay. I want to commit 5 million. Get a veterinary doctor that will manage. Get a security. Get your camera, so that even when you are not there, you are watching your business. You are watching whatever they want to do, so that when in the middle of the night or anytime they want to steal, you can just on your camera identify the thieves and say, hey, so you want to steal my ram and all that. You understand what I'm saying? So it's very important for you to secure your business, secure your money before you go into it. Thousands of people eat on a daily basis. So going into a food business, I still lay emphasis on food business. You will never regret, because I just imagine when you go to markets like Kara, you go to markets Shogotedo, you see that people are buying, people are consuming. Even if people are not buying clothes, people are buying food stuff. People eat on a daily basis. So please, you can just consider this business too. Another business I want to talk about is restaurant business. Do you have strength? Can you cook? Do you know how to cook? Honestly, people don't have time. As early as 4 a.m., people are out. They are outside, going to offices, and also so many people don't even have time to cook breakfast. They don't have time in the evening. Some will close late. They will, as late as 9 p.m. So people are just returning, and they don't have strength to. Many of them don't have strength to cook. You understand? So they will just drive. If they know you know how to cook, your food is sweet. Food business is one lucrative business one can start in Ibeju-Lekki. So you can just consider any of these 5 businesses. Next time I come your way, I will explore other 5 businesses. If you are considering moving to Ibeju-Lekki, I assure you, you won't have regrets. You can always get in touch with me with your questions. You can always get in touch with me if you want me to share ideas, or you want to talk to me about 1 or 2 things. If you have not subscribed, please remember to subscribe and press your notification button, so that anytime I drop videos, you will be the first person to watch. Thank you for joining me today. God bless you. Thank you.